I'm Jeff Van Gundy, and you're listening to Thunder Bus.
Welcome to Thunder Bus with your hosts, Watson and Bones.
I'm Watson.
And I'm Bones.
We get serious about the Thunder on this podcast.
But we don't get too serious, man.
Bones.
What?
Mike is on the podcast today.
Hey,
it's Big Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Big Mike on the mic.
Mike's been
Big
on.
Mike.
This is your third episode, right?
No.
Second?
Wrong.
Fourth?
It is the second episode. Yeah.
Ah, Mike's back again, baby.
Hey, he's here to show us that he can do more than talk about the death of one of the most important people in the country.
I'm here to be fun this time.
Yeah. John Prine.
Who the fuck is that?
The only celebrity to die of COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He was a songwriter.
So Tom Hanks made it?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned. But he's apparently running a pedophile ring. So, I mean, define made it.
He said if I can survive COVID, I'm going to survive anything.
I'm just kidding. Tom Hanks is not running a pedophile ring. He's running a child trafficking ring. It's not a ring full of pedophiles.
Let's not
sells the
confuse our
kids.
terms here.
Yeah, it's a ring full of children. I'm sorry, Tom Hanks.
By the way, welcome to the show. This is a family-friendly show where we don't say fuck or talk about child sex trafficking or death.
I mean, we're not advocating for or against it.
Oh,
We are just objectively talking on.
We don't want to scare away any
These things
viewers,
exist.
pedophile or not.
We welcome a listen's a listen, Michael. Anyways, let's get to this Thunder news that is hot off the press.
You know, I'm just going to say it now. If you're still listening after that, you're probably a horrible person.
Can we get data on how many people listen to the first 15 seconds?
We can't get data on shit, man.
We can. We just choose not to look at it.
Yeah. Sorry. I stepped on the big news. Schroder is gonna be a dad for the second time, and he is he's gonna blow the bubble.
Yeah, that bubble is popping because Schroder is penetrating out of it. After the 8-game, go round.
Yeah, he's going to play for, 3 or 4 weeks, and then whenever that baby pops out, he's popping out.
Hey, if
Yeah.
things go well, there could be 2 crownings in his life. The baby could crown,
I don't think
And-
you need to tell us.
and we can win the championship and be crowned champions of the NBA and also the world.
I wish they really did give a crown. I wish they would put a crown on every player's head.
Yeah,
and they
fuck
had
the
to-
rings,
they
man.
had
Who
to
needs
wear that,
rings? Give me a ring for my cranium.
But then you couldn't wear like Phil Jackson can wear all of his rings and then another one.
Where
But,
does he wear the 11th ring?
That big
I
toe.
think yeah. Yeah, it's a toe ring. But if they were crowns, he wouldn't be able to show them off. Yeah, that's all I got.
What if they were dental crowns? Then you could wear 32 of them. Unless you are, as you have pointed out before, LeBron. LeBron could possibly wear more than 32.
See if all his wisdom teeth?
No, I think
Is that a
I have a theory
scoop?
that LeBron has more teeth than most humans.
What's the basing of that theory?
It just, I mean, when he smiles, it just looks like a lot of teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he opens his mouth, it looks like, it's
No
lots of
basing.
teeth.
No basing behind anything.
Is that
I'd say,
natural,
really.
or do you think he had a procedure done to enhance his smile and therefore make him more appealing to advertisers?
Since he has hair plugs, I'm going with procedure.
Oh yeah, and he got those hair plugs early on.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta remember those
16.
days.
Mike, I don't want you to get the wrong impression here. This is actually a borderline Charlie Day conspiracy theory for Bones. Like, every time LeBron is talking in a post-game interview, Bones leans forward towards the TV and he has his fingers out and he's counting LeBron's teeth as fast as he can, and he's like,
Right.
shit, he closed his mouth again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
was
we
wondering.
don't have TiVo, so he can't pause it.
Yeah, I
You
was
have no idea how many times Bones has gotten out notepad paper and he's just started making like hash marks,
just doodling
for all
his
the
face
teeth.
and trying to get all the teeth on there.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that
Yeah.
wall was over there that had like all these faces, all these different profile pictures of LeBron from different angles.
Yeah,
Him with
that's
a
why-
mouth open, mouth shut, mouth agape, tongue
Yeah.
out, tongue in.
I mean, this is why I drink. Yeah.
The
Still
truth-
yet to be determined,
the
but
truth
once
will
once
not be out.
once we get there, we'll have a big episode release. But yeah, Schroeder's gonna be gone to see his kid. So the big question is obviously, who is gonna play point guard off the bench, or who is gonna score off the bench? Who's gonna do anything off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, Schroder is averaged 19 points a game this year, come up with lots of big buckets. He's been a very efficient scorer, and as you point out, Bones, he's a ball handler, and we don't have that much ball handling on this team. Chris Paul, of course, great ball handler. Schroder is probably the second best ball handler, or lead ball handler.
You think he's better than Shea?
Shea is a good ball handler, but he's like more of a scorer type of guy.
Yeah, he's not polished the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's not built to bring the ball up possession after possession and just kind of like be the default dribbler. So without Schroder, we do kind of lack for that in a big way, and it's just tough to have only two players handle that for the entire 48 minutes of the game, especially in the playoffs.
Do you guys see any possibility of CP3 and Shea staggering minutes because of Schroeder's departure?
Yeah, I don't know how you'd survive.
You got to definitely
Without
switch
one
up
of
the
them.
lineup. Yeah, I mean, losing a potential sixth man of the year is just as bad as losing like a starter. I mean, really. I mean, having a guy who can come off the bench and lead the second unit is really important for any team that wants to make any noise in the playoffs. Like, you can't just throw out a second unit team, and they don't know who's going to, bark out the plays, who's going to get the ball whenever you need something to happen with it.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to have to step up. Somebody's going to have to, tell everybody, hey, like, I'm Schroeder now.
So yeah, it's a big loss. One potential bright side, I would say, is
He's having a kid.
well, that too.
It's a great moment in his life.
It's
some
supposed to be.
people would debate whether we need more humans in this world.
Yeah, you never hear anyone screaming that. You know what the problem is? We need more humans.
Well, I would say, yeah. Thomas Malthus comes to mind. Very much outside the scope of this podcast. But I mean, there's no way in which this is a good thing for the Thunder. But it is kind of nice that it looks like Dre might be coming back because, without Ferguson,
Forgot about Dre.
then there are going to be some minutes open in the backcourt, and maybe we're already talking about SGA having to do some more ball handling, so maybe he slides up to play more of that one role. He's playing more minutes at the 1 and the 2, and less minutes at the 3. Because when we play the 3-guard lineup, SGA is playing minutes at small forward, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
without Schroeder, there's not really room for SGA to play minutes at small forward. So if SGA slides up a position, then he vacates those minutes at the 3 and some minutes at the 2. And if Dre is really back, then he can kind of step in those shoes a little bit. Not completely, but help fill the gap, along with minutes from Ferguson and Dort.
Wouldn't it just be unbelievable if Dre is really back? And when I say really back, I mean like back to where he was pre-injury.
He back.
Yeah, back like back in black. Back like
yeah,
back
I mean, if he
back in
if he
black.
comes back and we can really depend on him, especially in like the second half, to come in for 10 or 15 minutes and clamp down on whoever the offensive threat is on the other side.
Like a bear trap.
Yeah, like we could before. Yeah, if he comes in and he's a bear trap, we're looking good.
You should put that on his jersey.
Bear trap.
Bear trap.
Bear trap. Roberson.
It's one of the 10 approved phrases. But if he could come back and he could be a clamp down, versatile defender, that's going to be a huge boost. I mean, this team is very good defensively. We have very good rotations. You know, I feel like they communicate better than a lot of teams. And I feel like a lot of that is due to Dre being on the team, being able to at least coach. But him being on the floor, I feel like is going to be good for everybody because he's going to lead by example out there.
Yeah.
That's if, of course, he's got the step, he's got the stamina. I don't think the mental toughness is a question if he's really coming back after everything. The mental toughness has to be there.
But man, when you tear your whatever
His
he tore,
patella tendon or whatever,
when you tear your head off,
and everything.
you
in
gotta
the
have
knee.
some mental blockage when you come back.
How real do you guys think Dre's return is?
I mean, I don't know. It sounds. I'm leaning optimistically. What do you guys think? I have high hopes.
Yeah, I can see him getting minutes in the 8 games.
It's a good Pink Floyd song.
High hopes or
Yeah, high
leaning
hopes.
optimistically?
Leaning optimistically in the sun.
I
Sounds like a Stevie Wonder song.
have become leaning optimistically.
That's what it says. Yeah.
Roger Waters was very high.
Anyway, I could totally see Roberson getting minutes in the first 8 games.
It's Roberson.
Roberson.
It's slobbers.
Look, I'm gonna say Roberson. That's just how I roll.
All right.
I don't
So
raw.
I feel like people just squeeze that in there just so they can like try to say Broberson. But it's not
You got me.
gonna work.
You got me. I was gonna throw that in on the very next
Yeah.
mention.
Well, I'm glad we headed you off there.
Dang it, Broberson.
He, damn it.
My bro.
I can see him getting minutes in the first 8 games. I can definitely see him getting more minutes than he will in the playoffs in the first 8 games, provided. I mean, obviously, it's just nobody knows. But, like, if he comes out in the first 8 games and plays 5-10 minutes a game, and he's just, like, the defensive sparks, like, his plus-minus is, like, +8 for the 10 minutes or whatever that he goes out there consistently because he's just
800.
clamping down the defense, providing a spark of energy.
Bear trap.
The players around him are all, like, pumped up because he's out there with them. He hasn't played for 2 years. They're like, we've got to give 100% if this guy's going to go through all of the shit that he went through and come back to play in this bubble of all things. Like, I know that the last game we saw him, we didn't think the next time we saw him he'd be in a bubble. But I think it could be a very positive impact. And then even if he doesn't play that well, I still think it's going to be a positive impact for the team.
Oh, yeah.
Just on the level of effort that they're going to be throwing out there because Chris Paul is not going to let the team shit the bed when Roberson's out there.
But I'll say this. If we lose to a team we're not supposed to, we're blaming Roberson.
Easy blame. All
Yeah.
right, it's already.
I'm ready to blame.
I've got the tweets in the draft.
Now, I mean, it's possible we could get through these 8 seeding games with Schroder. So, Schroder and Roberson. So we can be at full strength during that time. Because I think, the time frame is like 3 to 4 weeks that from now that Schroder would potentially have to leave. And 3 weeks from now, most of our seeding games will be over. Because our first game is August 1st. And they're playing basically every other day.
Yeah.
It's a lot and I think we have a back-to-back in there as well. But I'm starting to get emotionally invested in this Roberson return. I gotta say, I'm ramping up for some heartbreak, but it's hard not to get excited when you see quotes like what's been coming out from the team. Diallo said, "It's great having Andre back. His leadership is big." I'm stealing this from r/Thunder, by the way. Don't sue.
Hey, free content.
Who
right
is
there.
Gallo said he looks great. Shrewd says he's still got it. He can help us a lot. CP3 said playing with Dre is the best thing ever. And Donovan said he looks really good. It's expiring. inspiring to see him out there. Like, you know, the comments are consistent up and down, and they have sold us on this before. We all thought he was going to play at the beginning of the year. Me, Bones, and an old Normie K, we went to the preseason game in Tulsa. We almost brought a sign that said Roberson
Oh, I forgot about that.
because we thought we were going to witness his return.
Yeah, that was actually, I think, a popular opinion, was that everybody just thought he's going to go out there, play 5-10 minutes in the preseason. He's going to get his legs back under him, and then
He
he's
was
going to go.
dressed out for the game. And you know what? He talks to me.
Oh, he passed you
He talked
notes,
to you?
huh?
Yeah.
What was said?
I tried to get him to intro the pod. This
Yeah.
was right before I got Van Gundy. He was Roberson was the last guy to go back in the locker room, and he was doing some autographs and stuff. And I was holding my phone up, and I said, "Can I get you to say something for the pod?" And he said, "I don't have time. There are lots of people here." But he looked straight in my eyes, and he spoke to me.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
I
if
was
he had
like-
been a little kid, he would have.
I'm a human being, and he's a human being, and we're human beings together in this place right now.
Real human being.
First time I felt a connection.
Are we
Craigslist misconnections.
humans? Or are we dancer?
Are we thunder?
Are we thunder?
Or are we rumble?
Clap, 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 clap. Yeah.
And now
Something
the
that won't be at
convocation.
the games at all, because there's going to be no crowd interaction.
Well, at least that will actually be on beat now.
Yeah, instead of just being.
Someone's just in the corner and they have that recorded and they're playing it on a cassette tape through a boombox.
Ferguson's just like offbeat, trying to clap with him.
Dude, it will be cool though when they're in the bubble. You know, like there won't be fans, but I haven't heard of a reason yet why players who aren't participating in the current game will not be allowed to attend. So I'm envisioning and hoping that there will be other players, other NBA players taking in the games. And I just hope that they swear loudly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
They just show who they really, want to win and who they don't. They're really like making it obvious, bringing the signs of fat heads or whatever.
yeah, if they just buy into it, they have fun, they're like in the moment, and just if we get to see the players be fans,
right, like a softball team.
right,
Yeah, we need. They have dugouts
They
and
got
like
the
pitches
chants
and
going.
they're shaking
Yeah.
and they're all wearing bows in their hair.
them. We want a pitcher, not a belly itcher. Man, I can't wait for the bubble.
Get your orange slices. I got orange slices.
Do y'all think there is any chance of it getting shut down?
Well, duh.
Like the whole, like
The
just
whole
the
bubble.
whole bubble getting shut. Like they were just like, screw it, we're not
I
playing
mean,
anymore.
chance, yeah. But do you think that there's a legitimate chance of it getting shut
There's
down?
always a chance, Doctor.
I truly think that the MLS, who has been doing this bubble and has shown everyone how to not do the bubble, and it's still going, truly shows that no matter what, it's still going to go. MLS has had 2 teams kicked out for having at least 10 players contract positive.
Yep. And the bubble's still going.
They've had multiple players who have tested positive once they're there, who have had to sit out games. They've had a lot of crazy stuff going on, and they're still going.
So how would it get shut down? Because you say duh, like it would be obviously shut down for a reason. So like what reason would what would make this shut down?
If there's an uncontained outbreak within the bubble.
Adam Silver's words.
Oh, really?
Well, what was it? It was it was like, I forget what his exact words, but it was basically substantial spread or whatever would cause him to shut it down. But substantial spread, what does that mean? Like 90% of players get it? 50% of players
Well, the
get
NBA
it?
is being intentionally vague there because
Obviously, yeah.
it's like when Obama drew the red line with Syria and then they crossed it and he's like,
The red line is here now.
see, that was magenta.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like the line will probably keep getting pushed forward because profit over anything.
Yeah, until you have a Lakers-Clippers matchup with no Anthony Davis, LeBron, Kawhi, Paul George.
That's what I'm wanting to hear.
Yeah, like until you have.
It's the Washington Generals versus the Harlem Globetrotters, but
Nobody
they're just
cares
wearing
if all of the
NBA
Wizards
teams'
players, are sitting out. Like nobody cares if the Wizards players, because they already are sitting out. Like nobody cares if if the Nets were like, oh well, we're just gonna call up our D League team and they're gonna play. The NBA would be like, sure, yeah, just put Nets jerseys on. But I think if like the Bucks, the Clippers, the Rockets, who have had a couple of positive cases, but they got those out of the way early on, I guess. I don't know if that's strategic. Or
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they wrung the COVID out of the
yeah,
players.
they were like, Westbrook and Harden, you need to get it now so you don't get it later.
it's like how parents have their kids go stay the night with friends of theirs who have chicken pox. That's what Daryl Morey's been doing. Like, okay, Russ.
He's like, I want a one-on-one practice
my cousin's roommate has the virus, and if you could just go sign some autographs for him.
If you could just open mouth kiss him.
Yeah, this is Daryl Morey.
Use some tongue. Yeah, I mean, the MLS, the way they opened up their bubble was they were basically like a week before they were supposed to be in the bubble. They were just like, y'all get in there now. And like that, obviously, like if you have COVID, you're not going to get over, you're not going to not spread it within the 5 days they gave you to get in. The NBA, however, has been doing a lot better about being like, we're getting the people in the bubble
Oh yeah,
a month beforehand, like at least. Like
Yeah.
If you've listened to Brian Windhorst's podcast or Zach Lowe's podcast, they've detailed just how completely overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn the NBA has gone in protecting, like having all these measures. It's almost like Old Testament rules about the Sabbath, like how far they're going to keep people from getting infected. Whereas, as you say, with the MLS, it looks like they were pretty haphazard with it.
yeah, they were just like, yeah, we need money right now. Everybody get in. Let's play some games.
By the way, I'm just looking forward to Major League Baseball coming back and saying to the MLS, "Hey, hold my domestic beer."
Oh god, they've been playing without fans in the crowd for years, though, so they should be good.
Fans are dying off. Not from COVID, just from age
From boredom.
and boredom, retirement.
Okay, so, gun to your head, Roberson comes
Put
back.
that away. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's our guest.
Whoa.
Oh, you don't know we do this?
I didn't realize that we did
Da, we do this in
Russian
Russia.
roulette.
Spin the chamber. And okay. Yeah.
Cut that one. Edit that out in post.
You haven't seen Deer Hunter?
The band?
Is that the one with the 2-hour-long wedding?
Well, it's only 45 minutes or something. It's the longest wedding scene in film history.
And that sounds like a
I'll
mafia
listen
movie.
Gun
to
to
an
your
NBA
head.
Okay.
Gun to
podcast
your
about
head.
how there's no
Roberson
news instead.
coming back or not?
Yes.
Bones?
Roberson coming back or not? I say yes. I mean, the quotes are right there.
God, I've been fooled by the
My
quotes
hopes-
before,
my
and I don't want
hopes
to be
are
fooled
up.
again.
Hey, 3 for 3. I'm saying yes as well. So the next big question is, can we get out of the first round without Schroder? If he has to miss the first round of the playoffs, is that a fatal blow? Is that an Achilles heel?
I think it is. I think we are in trouble if we don't have Schroder in the first round.
Yeah.
And I say that because, we're probably going to get the 3 teams that are the Rockets or the Jazz or the Nuggets.
Right.
And those are all good teams except the Jazz. And so if we get the Jazz, I think we have a chance. But, if we get Rockets or Nuggets, I think we're in trouble if we don't have Schroder.
Yeah, we really need to win at least 6 of these games while we're at full strength. And hopefully, I mean, I know there's the minuscule chance that we can get the 2 seed if we go 8-0 and the Clippers completely blow it.
Why is it important that we win 6 games?
Because we don't. Well, obviously home court doesn't matter, but I just feel like we don't want to go into the playoffs with a weird vibe and then a weirder vibe when we're all of a sudden playing lineups we haven't played. So I wouldn't be surprised if we threw some crazy lineups out that maybe lose us some of these first games because we're just trying to figure out how we're going to play when Schroder is gone.
That's how Billy rolls.
Yeah, that's what I think, just knowing Billy.
They don't call him Silly Billy for nothing.
Hey, silly lineup Billy. And
Silly Billy likes jelly bellies.
He's curious. He's a curious cat.
And roly-polies.
That's why his friends call him Whiskers.
I think he's going to throw some crazy lineups out. I really think that he's not going to worry about these 8 games, but I am. And I'm more important than Billy Donovan.
I can tell you're worried.
I am worried because if we can't figure out how to win at least a majority of these games, I don't know. I mean, we got Chris Paul on our team. I'm not used to having like a veteran like leader on our team, so it's going to be completely different, but I just have PTSD from like these awful first rounds that we've had the last few years where we go in and we're just like, "Oh, Thunder in 6, Thunder in 5," and then we get a 40-foot buzzer beater in our face.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all this: don't you guys see Chris Paul as a more superior leader than both Russell and Durant?
Yeah, I mean,
as
no
far
question.
as leader, so that's just that's interesting to me, and maybe this has been discussed a shit ton, but that we are entering these playoffs with someone like Chris Paul, who is not only one of the most skilled point guards ever, but a leader like that. He's the best player on the team,
and
but
well rested.
And he's well rested.
I'm not worried about Chris Paul getting injured for in the playoffs like I was before all this. I thought for sure Chris Paul was going to have an amazing season, and he was. And then he was going to have an injury like he always does in the playoffs, and I was just mentally preparing myself for that. But now that he's had a couple months off, I think that's huge for guys like Kawhi and Chris Paul who have these wear and tear injuries that always show up that keep them out for the 2 months that just happen to be the playoffs.
I really hope that Chris Paul hasn't started eating meat again.
Yes.
That's the one thing this team cannot afford. If Chris Paul had a hamburger, we're finished.
Yeah, he better not step foot in a Brahms.
Well, good thing they're in Orlando, and
Brahms makes everything worse.
Orlando's got Epcot, which has every country in its park, so you can go around the world.
That's right.
And you would think that there are vegetarian options all over the place.
Oh yeah, just go to the India is the biggest vegetarian country in the world, so just lock him there.
Yeah, anything Mediterranean, they got that shit.
So much Indian food.
You know what? This is pretty random, but that reminds me of a great movie quote. I think it's from the movie Quiz Show, mid-90s.
Is that Matthew Broderick?
No. It's got Paul Schofield, but he's third or fourth billing or something.
I was going to feel stupid if I was the only guy who didn't know Quiz Show on the pod.
I think it's got Ray Fiennes in it.
Ray Felton.
Yeah, Ray Felton. But there's a hilarious quote in it from John Turturro of all people. He says to his wife in the first 10 minutes of the movie, "You want to be worshipped? Go to India and moo."
I'm glad I could transition to that so smoothly.
Oh man!
And that's the pod, folks.
Like and subscribe, click the bell.
So one interesting thing about Schroeder's absence is we've discussed at length now that there's going to be a huge vacuum when it comes to ball handling ability. I'm interested to see if we give the rock to Lou against Dort in that capacity at all, especially in reserve minutes,
That's gonna be a lot of trust.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, maybe he's tag teaming with SGA or Chris Paul, so that to give them a little bit of relief over the span of a 48-minute game. Because he handled the ball a lot at Arizona State. He's got some basic ball handling skills, some dribbling skills, and he thinks of himself as a playmaker.
Yeah, I trust the
point guard
confidence
kinda guy.
for sure.
So I don't know. What do you think about that? He's like a break in case of emergency point guard.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it, but like I said, who knows what he can do with like maximum ball handling access. You know, I don't know. It'll
Is
be
this the best
interesting
way
to
for
see.
him to get experience with the playoffs? Is a playoff atmosphere that is simply AAU tournament ball, like no crazy like fan atmosphere, no
Hey, maybe.
travel.
Maybe.
I think Dort could really benefit from all this, like obviously, but I think that he could really. I mean, I trust his confidence. He tries to yam on people. Like he really thinks, and for good reason, that he is an NBA starter in this league. Like he thinks he belongs, and he does. So who knows? I mean, the playoffs comes around, and you get to see who really wants to step up when the consequences are going to be amplified, and who doesn't. And you get to see. I'm not gonna name any names, but we know players who, when the big moment arrives, they don't want any part of it.
I mean, he stepped up to the plate this year as an undrafted rookie.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He stepped up to the plate and he hit doubles, man. He belonged. We put him at the back half of the lineup, but he swung that bat with consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And
Above the Mendoza line for sure.
definitely above the Mendoza line, unlike Terrence Ferguson.
Oh, I thought you were going to say MJ.
Man, MJ rode that Mendoza line like a bucking bronco.
8 seconds.
A bull named Fu Manchu. But yeah, Dort's proven his worth, and this ball handling thing. I was kind of thinking about this today because a breakdown video came out from one of my favorite YouTubers talking about Marcus Smart, and Marcus Smart has some of this ball handler, playmaker kind of streak in him. And when I think about Luguentz Dort and what I want him to be, I just want him to be looking at Marcus Smart and trying to emulate his game. And that actually kind of transitions us, unless Bones, you had something more to say about Dort.
Nothing.
Transitions us into looking out the window. I don't know if you guys have anything for looking out the window, but I do.
Very surprised.
I don't ever sit next. I get the middle seat. I don't get the window seat.
There's always gum on my seat.
I'm just looking at a sweaty dude next to me. That's all I'm looking at.
Yeah, the bus is not always a pleasant place to be. Let's just admit that right now.
I've got my mask on. I'm like, man, I should not have got on here.
Yeah, the great breakdown video I was watching on Marcus Smart today. Shit, I can't remember who the YouTuber was.
Joe Rogan.
But he included in like the first minute of talking about Marcus Smart. He said that Marcus Smart was taunting LeBron's finals record with his jersey number. Isn't that great?
Yes, make fun of a dude who's multiple titles. What a taunt. That's good though. I didn't even.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
I was like,
what
what?
the?
This is
That's so
specifically
petty.
against
I had
LeBron.
the same thought. Like, but no, like Marcus Smart wore number 33 at OSU.
Yeah.
But when he got drafted by the Celtics, I guess somebody playing for the Celtics wore 33 before. I don't know.
Shaq. They retired Shaq's number. Right? No, that's Bird's number, right?
What the hell, man? Yes, it's Bird. So he had to wear 36. But something that I was realizing while I was watching this video, they were showing like his defense, and hand checks not allowed anymore.
What?
Yeah, I know, big news.
Did they move the 3-point line back too?
Who's this Bird guy?
The 3-point line exists now. Also, George Mikan retired. Psh, what a chump.
Yeah.
So much for that rebounding drill.
But Marcus Smart, a very physical defender. So I was curious, like, a guy as physical as him must get called for a lot of fouls. But no. Marcus Smart only commits 3 fouls per 36 minutes. Isn't that crazy?
Just like his
for a guy who's
jersey
tasked to be a physical defender. Yeah, that is like.
And he is a very physical defender.
Yeah.
We don't have hand checks anymore, but Marcus Smart kind of gets away with like a pseudo hand check. He uses the arm bar a lot. But the thing is, he doesn't extend it out. And he just uses it at the very moment he needs it. He doesn't ride guys with arm bars.
Yeah.
But he'll use an arm bar close to his body to stop a guy, and then he'll get his hand back out. And when you watch it, you're like, oh wow, that's really good defense. Technically illegal, and very physical, but it's effective. And I was just like, wow, that's awesome defense.
Yeah.
And Dort needs to be throwing arm bars and guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. Dort needs to see what he can get away with, because I don't think of Dort and then immediately think of how much he fouls, kind of like Ferg. But yeah, Dort needs to see what he can get away with, and you wonder if there is something to like the physical like embodiment of someone, like their size that like allows them to get away with certain fouls. Smart's a stout guy, and he's a strong guy. And so, maybe there's something there. Like, and someone like Ferguson, not either of those, is always getting called for fouls.
Yeah, I think the deal is that when refs see chaos, when they see an explosion of limbs and elbows, they think foul. But if you're a strong, stout guy like Smart or Dort, your strength is kind of controlling the situation. Like, you can stop the offensive player without knocking him, So if the ref doesn't see flailing arms, it doesn't see like a reaction, then the ref's probably not going to call a foul. Whereas Ferguson a lot of times is actually playing brilliant positional defense. He's being his guy to the spot. He's got his arms high and wide and is completely clean. But because his arms are wide and he's taking a hit to the chest and he's not strong enough to absorb that contact, you see physical chaos.
Yeah, when the
right?
arms come out. Yeah.
And the ref sees that, he thinks foul.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's just like if you are flimsier and like weaker, you might be more prone to have a foul called on you.
At least on the perimeter, yeah. On the once you get to the post, it's whoever's biggest usually gets away with stuff. Sometimes depends. It just if there's a huge size difference.
You just watch Shaq highlights.
Yeah, if there's a huge size difference, you're more likely to get a foul call against you just because you're used to hitting these guys who are the same size as you, and you hit somebody that's 100 pounds, 50 pounds less than you, and then you like move them back a couple feet. The refs are going to be like, "Whoa, that guy, he shouldn't have moved back that far." But it's because he doesn't have the leverage, he doesn't have the weight, to do it. So yeah, I can definitely see what you're saying there.
Another thing I saw when I was looking out the window, the NBA YouTube channel, they dropped their lists of like the 25 greatest episodes of I Love Lucy and stuff like that. 50 greatest blocks. They dropped a video for the top 100 plays in the NBA this year. All types of plays. Top 100. I watched the whole damn thing because I'm a bachelor. And the number one play in the NBA this year, according to the NBA, was the Adams to Schroder Hail Mary pass to tie the game against the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
Yeah, and set up one of the best Thunder memes of all time. Was the where Schroder is looking at Adams and then pointing at the pointing at the shot clock on the other end of the floor, and then on our Thunder, of course, after every game, they put the record on the shot clock. So it looked like Schroder was pointing at the record.
That's good. I would have put the beautiful shot put half court shot
the
shimmy.
Three?
If it wasn't for the shimmy, I don't think it would be top 10. But the shimmy, greatest shimmy I've seen in a long time.
You have to look for the
shimmy.
crowd cell phone videos to see this. But when Steven Adams did that shimmy, people started throwing dollar bills at him from the upper deck.
Hey, I was at home and I emptied my wallet.
Is that a euphemism?
I empty my wallet every night, sometimes in the morning.
I loaded my dishwasher and ran it.
Hey,
What the hell?
Whatever you do, wash your hands.
Man, last thing I've got for looking out the window let's get very far the hell away from whatever just happened here.
Rondo's hand is hurt.
Rondo's hand is hurt. That's literally true. Rajon Rondo hurt his hand, presumably doing something ordinary like chopping carrots or something.
Washing dishes.
Split that hand wide open.
And, you know, Rondo has, there have been a lot of detractors saying Rondo has not been all that great for the Lakers this year. I would tend to agree. But it becomes interesting because Avery Bradley is also out. And you guys know what that means?
They're gonna steal Dort from us.
No.
Wait, that's not how the rules work.
That means that we all have tickets to the Carew Show.
Oh, wow. Man, well, that's cool.
I mean,
I guess.
KCP is going to get some more minutes, but there's no way that they can get that they can get away with hiding Alex Caruso on the bench like they've been doing all year.
Dude, I bet LeBron's so pissed.
Caruso's about to get multiple dunks a game.
Why?
You gotta love it.
He can dunk on my heart anytime.
Someone remind me.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Someone remind me real fast why Bradley is out. Avery.
He has a
Bradley.
young kid that has a respiratory condition. And because of that, he can't bring his family to the bubble with him. So
Okay.
he's choosing not to go.
Okay.
I respect it. I respect any reason that anybody doesn't want to play these playoffs.
You know what?
I'm gonna be honest.
That's a take that I've heard basically everyone make. I'm going to be a little honest here right now. I feel like if you have a chance to win a title, you can be away from your family for 2 or 3 months.
That's true. If you're gonna make your teammates secretly, like publicly, I'm sure, even to your face and to your teammates, I'm sure all the Lakers teammates are saying, "It's your choice. It's your life. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to show up here. It's a bubble. There's obvious health issues and stuff. We don't know what this is gonna do to you long term or whatever if you get it. But if you have a chance
Bubble's
of
safer
winning
than the
a
outside
title,
world.
and the bubble, I truly do believe the NBA is setting up the bubble to be
farts
safer
in it.
than anywhere else in the U.S., even in Florida. But if your teammates are on the verge of winning a title, I mean, Anthony Davis has never won a title. This is his chance to win a title. LeBron's playing at a high level, but you just don't know how much longer it'll last. I'm sure it'll last however long LeBron wants it to last because he's a god.
2030s.
Yeah, but if you're going to I feel like you should definitely discuss this with your teammates, and you've got to be open. If you guys want me to go all in and win a title, I feel like it's selfish to do so. Obviously, if every single Brooklyn Net wants to say, no, I'm staying home, and you guys can just go pick up a YMCA team and put Brooklyn Nets jerseys on them, who cares? Like, they weren't going to win. The Wizards, Bradley Beal, why would he want to play? But when you've got a contender, you've got to think about your teammates and their lifelong aspirations and goals that they've put their, all of their time and effort into.
Not just contender, arguably a favorite.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, the Bucks maybe are, I don't know what the Vegas odds are, but, because they're the real, favorites makers. But, yeah, I mean, it's Lakers and Bucks or bust. I mean, Clippers, obviously. Rockets, obviously.
Yeah.
Can't really name anybody else in the East, to be honest. But
I just feel,
no disrespect to Raptors fans.
Celtics.
You
Celtics
can't
fans.
help but feel the Lakers are the favorites based off of not only just talent, but just the LeBron factor. The
And
LeBron
all the
factor.
experience outside of
Yeah,
LeBron, too.
yeah, absolutely.
And Avery Bradley's a big part of that experience.
Very
Yep.
true.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to respect. I mean, obviously,
Man,
like, you
I bet
can't.
LeBron hates him.
Oh.
I bet LeBron hates his ass.
LeBron's
At
like,
the end of the
fuck
day-
your kid.
Whatever. Yeah, at the end of the day,
He
whatever.
hates that kid.
I do have a quick question for you guys. Do you think if a team outside of, I would say, I don't know, I guess the four Rockets, Clippers, Lakers,
Why do you keep saying Rockets?
because I feel like they're the third favorite out of the West. I feel like that's a consensus amongst everybody, is that they're the third.
I thought the consensus
They're a
was
dark
that
horse.
there are only 2 real contenders
There's
in the
2
West.
big contenders, and there's a dark horse that everybody's given respect to, I feel like, and that's the Rockets. I've
All
seen,
right.
okay, well, my
I think
internet
people
circles.
I think people like the narrative so much including myself.
Well, I mean, it's hard to doubt the playoff success of James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Okay, all right. We're allowed to say that. Huh? But I feel like outside of the top 4 contenders, if somebody else wins, that's an automatic asterisk, right? Like if you weren't favored to win already and then you do win.
That's a good point. Yeah, if
an automatic
if the
asterisk.
Thunder win this title,
Nobody's going
is that an
respect
asterisk?
it. Nobody's going to respect
Possibly, but if the Lakers win it, then it's not.
it. Yeah, if
If
the
the
Lakers
Thunder
win,
win the title, we should build a giant asterisk statue in the middle of Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Try to make it look like a middle finger also.
Yeah.
If that's even possible.
we're just going to make a giant statue of the Westbrook trade with all the details. Draft pick statue.
It looks like like the scales of justice. It's a huge one of those, and Westbrook is on the light end, and on the heavy end is a bunch of picks and the Larry O'Brien trophy
It's beautiful.
and Sam Presti's glasses.
But it is like an automatic asterisk, right? If anybody but those, I mean, even if the Rockets win it, I
yeah.
guess.
But it's worth pointing out that in '99, when they had the lockout shortened 50-game season, the Spurs won, and
against
everyone
the Knicks of all teams, the 8 seed.
the Knicks as the 8 seed made the finals.
Shit.
So I mean, if the Knicks had won, I think people probably would have said there was an asterisk. But the fact that the Spurs beat an 8 seed, people don't really give them an asterisk for that.
No, they don't. And part of that, I guess, is time. I mean, obviously, I don't remember the 99 finals. I was very young. But I don't feel like, I guess with time, do you think, this is obviously going to be different because those playoffs were just playoffs. It was just a contract or a CBA dispute or whatever that caused that season to be short.
Well, these playoffs will be just playoffs.
Well, sure. But come on.
But less so.
But come on. What are they going to import the court? They're going to give one team priority of, I don't know what they decided upon.
You're absolutely right. Like the games are going to be the same.
Yeah, it's still
structure
basketball.
on paper, but you're right. Everything else outside of the hardwood is different.
Yeah, everything's different. There's no home court,
Unless you're the Magic.
but everybody. Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. The Magic. I think dark horse to
look out.
win it
Magic,
all.
they're going to win everything.
I think undefeated for the entirety of
Evan
the bubble.
Fournier is going to win MVP of the finals, and then people are going to find out with horror what Fournier means according to Urban Dictionary.
Oh no! Oh no!
If you go to Evan Fournier's basketball reference page, it says under his name, "Don't Google."
Do not.
Fun, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hey Bones,
Quit googling it, dude.
you want to hit me with your best shot?
Yeah. All right, guys. Here's my best shot for you.
Wait, are we both answering?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Whoever wants to.
Sure.
Why
Right
not?
off the top of the dome.
I can just leave your
This is a lightning
studio real quick. I
round.
can leave your recording studio if you don't want me to be part of this. But
No, you stay. You
okay.
you
All right.
sit
We
your
paid for
ass.
these hours in the studio, so.
So, okay.
And we'll send the maid to come get you.
I was talking with one of my uncles the other day.
Uncle
and
Steve?
Nope, another one.
And that's the only
And,
uncle whose name I know.
Yep, and okay. Anyways, he asked me name top 5 point guards of all time, and so I was listing them, and I forgot one. Isaiah Thomas. I forgot to list Isaiah Thomas, and I thought of this trivia question: what college did Isaiah Thomas go to?
Ooh.
And what coach did he play for?
Wow.
You know what? And maybe wait. And I feel like Watson has got an answer. He got on the tip of his tongue. But this coach is one of the most famous college coaches of all time. I'll say that. If not top 3.
Well, I think the one guess I had is completely wrong. I was going to say Georgetown and John Thompson.
That's incorrect. And I will say this coach, for the most part, you can you associate this coach with this school. He did coach at another school later, but for the most part, you associate this coach with this school.
Oh, goodness. I can't even think. I'm trying to think of coaches around that time.
So Dean Smith never coached somewhere after North Carolina.
It wasn't Dean Smith. This was the 79-80 season.
And I
This
don't
when
think
he went.
I don't think
to college.
Wooden coached anywhere after UCLA.
It wasn't Wooden.
No, yeah, I was like, it's definitely not
So
Wooden.
you've listed two of the most famous, two of like the top, maybe four famous college basketball coaches of all time.
Yeah, I'm thinking
This one is.
I'm guessing it wasn't Fog Allen.
Nope.
it's not.
He's been dead for decades.
Goodness. He didn't go to Indiana or anything, did he?
Oh.
Did he go to Indiana?
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight.
That's
He threw that chair.
Yes.
Mr. Chair Thrower
Yeah.
himself.
Isaiah Thomas was a Hoosier.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was just because you gave me the famous coaches.
Yeah,
Hint.
that's right.
That's really
yeah,
the only reason I got it.
I wanted to do school because I thought, like, if you knew it, you knew it. And so,
Wow.
You know, I
I
threw
didn't
that
realize
out
he was a
there.
Hoosier though.
Interesting.
yeah, he's a Hoosier.
When you asked the question, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I don't know where he went to college.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got that. I thought I was going to be made
Well,
a fool on the pod with these trivia questions.
And I believe he's a champion. I believe he won the championship in college.
No
Wow.
say, hombre.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, there you go. That's my best shot.
The only thing I
a
know
good shot.
about the Indiana Hoosiers is that they lost to my Arkansas Razorbacks last year, and it was great.
Was that in the
Big Zooey.
crazy Indiana arena? I don't remember what they call it, but
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
home or away? That was in
It-
that was
yeah.
in Indiana, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I remember hearing about it.
It was a great moment. All right,
In history.
Big Mike, you got you got
Yeah.
one right.
I'm glad these aren't Thunder related because mine's not. I mean, it's only Thunder related in that it involves NBA teams.
I mean,
Of
we try to
which-
keep them somewhat Thunder related, but yeah, you know,
Okay,
mine was
this
not
is somewhat
at all.
Thunder related. I've got it's a
Somewhat.
It's a two-parter.
Okay.
The one's not related to the other, and we'll get to it. So I looked up the last decade, the amount of wins each team got, and I am
Last
wondering.
decade, meaning like 2000 to 2009, or 2010 to 2019.
Yes. So the website I looked up did not include this season, which I do think does affect my question.
Oh boy.
But if you guess the team that it does affect, the teams that swap, then I'll just let you know because it's 5 and 6 that get swapped. So the 5 teams who have had the most wins since 2010-2011.
Golden State.
Okay, sure. They're number 3.
Miami.
They're number 5 if you don't include this last season.
The Thunder.
Yes, number 2.
San Antonio.
San Antonio, number 1.
So we're missing one.
We're missing number 4, and then if you want to go for number 6,
What about the Celtics?
who are now number 5. No, that's actually number 7.
So
It's interesting. Yes, it's Houston. Houston is number 4.
wow.
They've been good for a while. They've had James Harden for a while, so they've.
So we hit 1 through 5.
You hit 1 through 5. Number 6 is technically, I think, number 5 now. I think they knocked the Heat out of the rankings with their last good season. So a hint is that it's a good team this year.
Raptors.
No, not the Raptors. They're lower down. They're like 8 or 9.
It's
I
not
think.
L.A. Clippers, is
It's
it?
the LA Clippers.
Clippers
They've been
been good
good
pretty
this
much the whole
decade. Yes,
decade.
they've been very good this decade.
Yeah.
The two-parter to my question is this is the team at the very bottom of the list, and they are also the only team
Suns.
to not make the playoffs this decade. It is not the Suns. The Suns have 1 playoff appearance, and they are actually much further up the list than you'd think.
Only team to not make.
The only team, according to the website that I looked up, which was not Basketball Reference because they don't keep those stats, to not make the playoffs, and they have the worst record of the decade.
Worst record of the worst team of the decade. Huh.
I'm buzzing through a bunch of bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks.
Knicks are not. They actually made the playoffs with
That's
Melo.
right. In 13-14, they made it. That's right.
They are the fifth worst team of the decade, though, in terms of wins.
Okay.
And they are the
Kings.
worst team. The Kings have not made the playoffs this decade. The only team to do so.
And they have the worst win-loss of the decade?
They have the worst win-loss of the decade, the worst percentage, the
I bet,
least
I
amount
bet
of
the
wins.
Wolves are down there. The Wolves have only made the playoffs.
The Wolves
once
are number 2.
since
The Wolves
Garnett.
That is
the
just-
Wolves have the second worst. The 2 worst teams of the decade have been Western Conference teams, believe it or not.
I don't know. It's just crazy, especially the Wolves, because they've just had
Yeah, I don't
players
think
that are supposed to ball out.
outside of last year when they had Butler, I don't think they made the playoffs.
Yeah, but those players, instead of
I might be
balling
wrong.
out, they've been falling out.
Yeah.
Didn't they have Brewer
That's
for a little
true.
bit in this decade too?
Corey Brewer?
Yeah, Corey Brewer. I
Mhm.
don't know. He's been everywhere, man. He's been everywhere. That's
Yeah, they had
Man,
Johnny
I love-
Cash on their
that's
team.
Johnny
I
Cash.
love that song, man.
Oh, man. That's.
I got
yeah.
halfway through that and did not commit.
You've been everywhere. You've been everywhere, man. All right, Watson.
All right. Mine is also a multi-part question. Which Thunder player has the most triple doubles this year? And then second, who has the most among current Thunder players in his career?
That's a good
Among
question.
current Thunder players in his career.
This season?
And this season.
Yeah, who has the most this season and who has the most for his career?
So you would imagine this season is a pretty low number. Like
I would imagine
3 or
SGA
4.
had the most this season.
SGA did have the most this season.
Okay. Is it
How many?
above 10? It's like 12 or something.
2.
It's 1.
What?
There was only one triple double by a Thunder player this year, and it was
Wow.
Shai
I'm
Gilgeous-Alexander.
my tolerance for triple doubles is so high that I thought he had to have had double digits to have the most.
Okay, over the last 3 years, Russ had 101 triple doubles with the Thunder, and this year the entire team had 1.
Wow. Okay. Well,
By the
just
way-
goes to show you.
This is a bonus question. How many triple doubles do you think Russ had this year with the Rockets?
ooh, that's a good question. So
I'm
how many
gonna
games were there?
say, can you, do you know? Well, you said he had 101
Over the past 3 years.
over the past 3 years, so around 33 per season. So I'm gonna say Russ had 16 triple doubles this
I'm gonna
year.
say like
Big Mike?
21.
He had 8.
8.
Just 8.
Wow.
I tell you, my tolerance is so high for triple doubles that I just can't even imagine that few.
Okay.
What was the other part of the question?
The
It
other
was
part
the,
was
uh,
which
who
current
has had
Thunder
the
player has the
most?
most career triple doubles?
It's. I mean, you'd think it would be Chris.
Yeah, by default, it gotta be
but
Chris,
since you
but-
asked the question,
No, it is Chris.
okay.
Yeah.
But what's funny is I was looking this up. Shea had the 1 this year. So Shea has 1 in his career. Chris Paul has 15 in his career.
Wow, so that's the most of anybody on the team.
Yeah, because those two are the only players on the team to have a triple double.
I was gonna say, I was like, did Steven Adams ever get 10 assists? Did
no one else has had a triple double. We got
Wow.
a lot of young players on our team.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that aren't big scorers or assisters.
Wow.
yeah, you'd think. I don't know. Someone like Gallo would have scooped a trip dub up.
I'm starting to think triple doubles are overrated.
Don't believe
Wait a
that
minute.
nonsense.
Rescind the MVP.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
That is, yeah. Like I mean, obviously, I just made a fool of myself thinking that they were like all
I
more
was
triple
gonna
doubles than
say.
there were. The value of triple doubles is it's gone up. I would have sold my triple double stock at a very awful price.
And that would have been a bad investment.
Don't
well,
short triple doubles.
before we stray into the world of investment advice, which I mean, you're really going to miss out on our wisdom there. We're going to call that the last stop on the bus today. You can find us on all the major podcast apps. Plus, we're on the YouTubes. You can follow us on Twitter at Thunder_Bus_pod. And until next time, thanks for riding the bus this week. Thunder up, baby.
Shout out to Mac, true fan.